Today I continue cleaning up the front hubs. I get the wheel cylinders and the brake lines sorted. This is just a video to show where the springs go. Things like this spring can go either end. The little spring on the adjuster there, another little spring on the adjuster there, and the bigger one at the top. That little spring underneath hooks down there. This little spring has just got an end in there, and the lever mechanism is on this side with a hinge at the top there. So that's just a reference for when I'm putting it back together. I'll give this upright a clean up on the wire wheel. There's a bit of powdered rust there. I don't want to put it, I won't put it in the wash because it's still got the bearings in it, and I think the bearings are still good, although this oil seal's got a daggy lip on it. I'll see what that looks like after it's had a run on the wire wheel. The white stuff there is sealant that's attempt to waterproof it. That's the left-hand knuckle ready for paint. There's a rough section here which looks like corrosion, but I think it's just the bare casting hasn't machined up. The same on the opposite side there. Nothing to worry about because that's just a non-important machine surface there. I'm considering changing the oil seals. This one's got a lip on it which isn't important. The lip was all torn up. Got a rag jammed in there to keep some of the dirt and paint out of it. I think I've hit all of the rust spots, so I'm not going to bother putting acid on it. I think I'll give it a wipe over with turpentine before I spray paint it. Pretty pleased how that's cleaned up. This is the right hand side brake drum. It's definitely cleaner than the left hand side one. The left hand side one's had a little bit of water in it. This one I think has remained bone dry. Everything is factory settings, except I pressed the button in the back there to release the shoe, to shrink it to get it off. That just the lever needs to come through when it's being reset. Being the right hand brake drum, this is the leading shoe, the forward shoe. It's the forward shoe that has the lever on it. The spring, the bottom spring goes to the rear. The internal brake mechanism, I'm just taking again this footage to remind me if I get stuck. The yellow paint on this top spring perhaps also indicates it's like brand new. I found some oil seals that I haven't used on a job in the past. There's 8mm wide ones and 6mm wide ones. I believe the 6mm wide ones goes on the outside and the 8mm on the inside. Because I've got those, I think I will go ahead and hook these oil seals out and replace them as the next stage. That's the brake drums polished up a little bit. Backing plates only got a brief clean, didn't bother taking the sealant off them. They're ready to go again. The uprights with their shot of paint are looking okay. I think I'll just hook those oil seals out and they'll be perfect. Okay, I've just levered that oil seal out of this side. It's the torn lip on the outside that sort of shows their age. There's no use for that lip on the outside. You can see it cracked around that back side there too. There's no use for that lip in this situation. So I'm just putting a normal TC seal in its place. You see the width of that is 8mm. The replacement one I've got here is also 8mm. I'll put them back to back. So that's the TC seal. Slip it in and tap it down, and that'll be job done on this back side. I'll do the front one following. So I've mounted that backing plate and the wheel cylinder. The wheel cylinder had one stuck piston and one moving piston. They're both freed up now, moving nicely. I sort of honed the cylinder there with a bit of toothpaste on my pinky finger. It gave my pinky finger a bit of a clean up compared to that one in the process. Yeah, my pinky finger is a nice fit up in the bore of this, and with a bit of toothpaste on it and a good rub around, it removed the rust stain that was in there. The pistons, the rubbers seem quite good, so I'm now, you can see that if I push on one side, the other side pops out. So the spring's working properly in there. The brake line is connected. The flexible line is connected and not binding on anything when I turn. So far that's good. I'll get the other one to that stage today and knock off. The oil seal certainly tidied up the hubs. The wheel cylinders came up real good. Get out to your shed and have some fun.